What is up, everybody? It is N.B.A. Critic, and today I'm going to be going through all the trades that have happened during this year's N.B.A. trade deadline. Okay, let's go through first trade, one of the biggest trades, Harden and Ben Simmons. Okay, so Woj posted this morning that James Harden has been traded to Philadelphia with Paul Millsap for Ben Simmons, Andre Drummond, Seth Curry, and I think 2 first-round picks, future first-round picks. So for the Nets side of this, getting Ben Simmons, and he said he's going to play again, which probably good for them. KD might want to. I don't know if KD's still going to want to be on the Nets if Ben Simmons isn't very good. Because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and stuff, and I watched Ben Simmons, and he's not the best in the fourth quarter, so that might hurt them. And then plus, Kyrie Irving can only play half of the games, which means that KD is pretty much gonna have to carry this team, and it's not the same as the Thunder because Westbrook could play every night, and Harden could play every night, but Kyrie can't play every night, and Ben Simmons isn't the same. He isn't the player that KD went to Brooklyn to be a part of the team with. So, in total, I'd grade this trade for the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm going to give it a B plus because I think this is a pretty good trade for them because they're getting back James Harden, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey at point guard, or James Harden at point guard, and then they have a good power forward. They'll Tobias Harris a power forward, and they'll find something out. That should be fun to watch, but don't know if that can win the finals over the Bucks and some other teams. So I'd give there's a B plus. Now for the Nets side of this, I think them getting Ben Simmons, he's okay. He's a pretty good player, but I don't think I don't think he'll do what KD really needs him to do. Maybe KD will be a great mentor, and Ben Simmons' 4-year contract will be somewhat worth it, or close to 4 year. I don't know. But right now, it's looking like the Nets have gotten the worst side of this trade, but they're also getting Andre Drummond, and they are getting Seth Curry. Seth Curry's pretty good, not as good as Seth, so he's getting a Curry on his team, but not the Curry he had back in 2018, 2019. Stephen Curry. He has Seth Curry. He's getting Drummond. Drummond's a pretty good player. He can rebound. He can maybe help them with their center minutes, but not as huge impact on their team. 2 future first-round picks. Now that can help them get something. I think they might be able to find maybe a better point guard with that pick. Not a point guard. I'm sorry. Maybe a shooting guard, because that's what they kind of need, or center. Maybe they're trading Drummond and a couple firsts to get Clint Capella or somebody that can help them a little bit more right now. Maybe in the offseason, but right now I think the Nets, I'd rate them just a B minus on this trade. The picks won't counter in until they make a trade or they draft, which is in the future. So right now it's not a win now move that the Nets needed to make. This trade, I went on Instagram and stole it from Adrian Wojnarowski. But, so we have Dante DiVincenzo going to the Kings, Trey Lyles, and Josh Jackson. Bucks get Serge Ibaka and two future second-round picks and cash. Clippers get Rodney Hood and Semi Ojeleye, and Pistons get Marvin Bagley. Pistons, this is an easy deal. Trey Lyles and Josh Jackson for Marvin Bagley, pretty much. Really easy for them. Maybe one of the second-round picks is theirs. Pistons get Bagley. Maybe he can help them a little bit. It's not terrible for them. Now, Kings, they get Marvin Bagley off their team, but they get back a nice shooter in Dante DiVincenzo and Trey Lyles and Josh Jackson, who are just probably trade pieces. Bucks, Serge Ibaka. They're getting a good player in Serge Ibaka and two future second-round picks. That is great for getting up DiVincenzo. And then you got Clippers getting Rodney Hood and Semi Ojeleye. That is terrible for giving up Serge Ibaka. But, hey, they have some good players right now. So, for the Kings, I would give them maybe a B-. They don't really need it. For the Bucks, A. They flipped DiVincenzo, who wasn't having the best efficient season, for a pretty much good profit. I love it. Clippers, C. Rodney Hood and Semi Ojeleye. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Are not as good as the other players they could have gotten. Marvin Bagley, Pistons, I would give them just a B. B-, because they don't really need Marvin Bagley. They just got him in this deal. So I don't think it's terrible for them seeing what they gave up. So maybe he's like a 10-point per game off the bench. So just a B-. And on to the next trade. Next trade, sending Torrey Craig back to the Phoenix Suns for Jalen Smith. So the Suns get back Torrey Craig, but they should have resigned him. But they don't resign him, and they just get him back as a trade, and they just send Jalen Smith away, who they haven't really been playing. Then the Pacers go back with a rebuild, and they have Jalen Smith, who's young, and hasn't really played much in his N.B.A. career. So I think it's a win-win for both teams. So for the Suns, unfortunately, I'm going to give them a lower rating since he was already on their team, but they did some stuff where I don't even know if he was a free agent. Maybe they traded him away, but they don't have him on their team anymore. I think he was a free agent, though. So I'm giving them an A. I don't have an A. I'll just give them a B. Because this is a smaller trade. Jalen Smith going to the Pacers, I don't really care. Maybe a B. They're not getting back the talent in Torrey Craig, but they're not getting older either. So, it's an okay trade. It's smaller, though.